there.
Okay.
All right, so now on to
this was a big story the last 2 days.
Lakewood Church shooting was predictable and preventable. Mm-hmm. Suspect's former mother-in-law says. Apparently, the mother-in-law was calling the police all the time, telling them to intervene.
Check her out.
Because she knew something was off.
Ooh.
So that's why they said it could have been preventable.
Wow.
This is CNN reporting. The former mother-in-law of the woman accused of opening fire at celebrity pastor Joel Osteen's Lakewood Church told ABC News she thinks the shooting was predictable and preventable. You got a picture of the shooter, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's her.
I believe that's her. Texas Department of Public Safety.
Wally Carranza, whoever.
She had a number of names.
Who identifies herself on Facebook as Rabbi, opened up about her former daughter-in-law, Genesee Marino, her mental health issues, and noticed that despite the fact she has schizophrenia, she was allowed to own guns.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank
Why
you.
is somebody with a history of schizophrenia
and AR-15 at that
able to purchase a gun?
Thank you. They said the law, I think they kind of went over the laws in her state. They don't do really detailed background checks and so forth. Mm-hmm.
When the news broke of, this is Texas, when the news broke of shooting at Lakewood Church in Houston on Sunday, Carranza said her heart sank. She said the details describing the female shooter and a young boy sounded eerily similar to her former daughter-in-law and her grandson, motivating her to call the Houston police Sunday evening to ask for a welfare check. On Monday morning, Carranza said the police called her back and confirmed her worst fears. It was her.
Wow.
36-year-old Marino had opened fire in the church, and she was shot and killed by the officers, according to the police department. Carranza's 7-year-old grandson, Sam, was shot in the head and remains in the hospital in critical condition,
Lord have mercy.
According to authorities.
Ooh,
a man believed to be a parishioner was also shot in the incident and has since been released from the hospital. It was not clear if Sam and the parishioner were shot by Marino or if they were struck in the crossfire.
Right.
The motive remains under investigation. Police are delving into the background of Marino, who has a well-documented history of mental health issues and a criminal record.
Yes.
So how does she have a gun?
How did she get a gun? And I told you they were saying she had alias names, so she probably got it with another name. But for you not to do such a detailed background check.
The mother-in-law says this was predictable and preventable. I did reach out to, at one point, Joel Osteen's church, asking for help for a mother for intervention, as I would expect anyone to reach out to me if one of my congregants was in a situation. There he is again. Remember they talked about the first time with the hurricane.
They'll reach out. They'll be reaching out again if they get a phone call to avoid any people from coming in.
If somebody calls your church and tells you that there's an issue with one of your parishioners, might even be a mental health issue, why would you not get back with them?
Thank you. Right away.
They coming to your church.
Go ahead.
And that's what I needed from him.
Story like that.
I needed a team, and I don't know what they did. I don't know if they were able to. So
I know there was a situation that happened similar to that.
Oh, she wasn't Christian. She practiced Islam.
Okay.
But she said Marino and Carranza's son, Quinto, found out they were pregnant. Quinto was adamant about raising their son around the Jewish faith.
Yeah.
Carranza said Marino's mother was a parishioner of Lakewood Church. Okay. That's why. And often attended the Spanish language service.
Right.
Because that's when she went in, which was set to start around the time of the shooting. So she probably was coming after her mother-in-law.
Ooh. You think she was aiming for her?
Or her mother. Her mother, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, we need to take...
She said there was a very contentious relationship between her and her mother. It sounds like it. We don't know yet. This is all allegedly.
Wow. Because they're still investigating, the whole motive.
But she was diagnosed with schizophrenia and on medication periodically. She said once Marino was pregnant, she stopped taking the medication.
Yeah.
And her mental health took turn for the worse.
I'm concerned because remember we were saying sometimes people fit the background checks with getting a weapon, which is fine. But like a driver's license, you don't get tested every year or every 4 years. You do the book written test. You do a driver's test. How do you check someone's mental health 5 years later, 10 years later, if they got 20 guns in the home?
Then it says here, the mother-in-law, she recalled a terrifying moment while living in Colorado when her then 3-year-old grandson handed her a gun from his mother's diaper, his diaper bag.
Oh, that's scary.
She said, I secured it. I took Sam, went to the police station, and I turned it in. Why didn't they do something then?
I don't know. She has a history, so I don't understand how that even happened.
If your mother-in-law turns a gun in that a 3-year-old gave her that was in his diaper bag, why would the police not follow up with that?
I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. Are we not taking these red flags serious?
They're not taking them serious.
Because we're shouting from the mountaintop that every state should have some kind of a law in place, like a red flag law. If somebody has any suspicion of someone's behavior and they know they are gun owners.
She said she felt helpless.
Wow.
Isn't that something?
Mm-hmm. So in the church.
Yep. All right, y'all. So
we had to bring that one up because they've been talking about that the last 3 days. Like even the young white guy who went into the black church in was it South Carolina and shot the people because of their race.
Yeah.
So I was telling my sister, I said, okay, it can't be like the Wild Wild West because I know everybody's
you already know how
gun carrier. Well, here's my thing: it's being careful. Unless you got security that are able to carry the weapons inside your building, like your church. You may have to have metal detectors. They're starting to do that in school now.
They got them at his church.
So how come it didn't go off?
It probably did. When somebody come in shooting.
No, I thought she was in the sanctuary.
She didn't get in the sanctuary.
Oh, she came in.
She came in.
Oh, yeah. How can
that's not
metal detector stop you? Because you can come in shooting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
That's why that many people didn't go. It was between services too, I think they said, or something. If it would have been a lot of people, they said in that hallway or whatever, she would have gotten more people.
Think about this, you guys. That's why we really got to make sure that if you're a person of faith, I don't want to go that way.
Yeah.
I don't want to be at Walmart or in church and I'm done.
Yep.
My life is taken. So, but I'm ready if it does happen. Because remember, we keep saying that my cousin's song, Living to Live Again.
Yep.
Living to live again. Be ready. Be ready.
All right.